All right, then you know what that was like? We took my grandma to a Walmart supercenter when she was 90 years old. How old was she? 90. One more time. How old was she? 90. I want everybody here to have a mental picture of this. Imagine you take your grandmother, 90 years old, to a Walmart supercenter, that big, huge, giant store, and I was geeked, man. I was like, Grandma, check it out, man, this Walmart. It has everything. It has clothes, it has food, it has games, it's got weed. My grandma goes, "We are not for sale." I said, "Grandma, no, it's got weed inside, electronics." My grandma goes, "We are not for sale." I was like, "No, Grandma, we is in the store." She goes, "We are out in the parking lot." I get her inside, and I lost my grandma, and I'm walking around going, "Grandma! Grandma, has anybody seen a 90-year-old grandma walking around?" This old timer, an old farmer, and goes by with his grocery cart, and he goes, "You lost your grandma? That's messed up." And I was like, "She lost me." And he goes, "Yeah, likely story." And I'm walking around. Finally, my grandmother comes out from the back of the store, and she had one of these in her hand. 3 people in the front row just went, "Wow, that almost went right in my eyes." My grandma, she took her hula hoop home, and she hung it on the wall in the living room of her house. You imagine your grandma does that? You go to her house like we did my grandma's birthdays, holidays, Thanksgiving. We'd walk in and go, "Hi, Grandma, love you." Whoa. And there was the hula hoop hanging with family photos on the wall. And I remember saying, "Grandma, what are you doing with the hula hoop hanging on the wall?" And she would take it down. She'd get really dramatic, right? And she'd be like, one time I looked at my brother and I was like, "Now she thinks she's Yoda with a lightsaber." My grandma was like, "That's not Yoda!" My grandma said in 90 years of living, she said she figured it all out. And it came down to what she called her hula hoop theory. I have to share this with all of you. My grandmother passed away, but I can say that every time I talk about her hula hoop theory, I know that her memory is alive right now. To all of you here, if you are fortunate to have grandma and granddad or grandmothers and granddads alive, seek them out every chance you get for their wisdom. They've lived through and seen and heard a lot. So when they give you good advice, they tell you, hang in there, keep on keeping on, talk to those adults at school, show up. If you don't show up, you won't be counted. Show up. My grandma said, "The way you treat others, in your circle of friends, and your attitude, the words you use, and the things you put in your body and mind." She said, "Always remember this. The circle." She said, "Treat others the way you want to be treated yourself." To all of you in this room, I know there are hurt feelings right here, right now. So I'm going to ask you when you leave to try to do this. Say you're sorry. Be willing to forgive. Treat others the way you want to be treated yourself. And keep a positive circle of friends around you. On occasion, I have had schools that I've spoken to, and I've had students come up to me and they've said this: "Richard Bell, thanks for coming to my school and reminding us to stay on a positive channel. You know, but it's not always that easy to do." And I have to say this: my grandmother, she put a dent in her hula hoop just like this one has right here. And when I called her on that hula hoop one day and asked her about her dent, I said, "Grandma, you got a dent in your hula hoop. You're going to need to buy a new one." She went like this. And I was like, "She almost put that in my eye." She said, "I put that there on purpose." I didn't believe her until she said this: "Not everybody is going to tell you they like you.
Not everybody is going to always be your friend. Not everything and every day is just going to go your way. She said this: there will come times when you will get to that dent, that bump in the road, some people call it. But my grandma said, don't give up and don't quit. That's when you talk to the ones you trust, the adults who care. With their advice, you work through it. And whatever it was, this too shall pass. You know, over the weekend in St. John, it was raining, it was windy, a little cold. And I got online and I looked at the weather. And the weather said that the sun was coming out. Just give it a day or two. To any one of you, if you're ever working through an issue, emotionally, with a friend, at school, please remember this. The sun does come out again. Just keep on trying your best and stay on that positive channel. But if you ever give up and quit, my grandma said, you never get to see how great tomorrow or the day after could be. What goes around? Who'd you say comes around? Did you know my grandma? What goes around? What goes around? Grandmas are awesome. I got to tell you this. Each and every one of you, you've been awesome today. You're going to receive a free gift from me. When you leave, you're going to receive, well, if you want one, I have retro bill photos provided by my friends at Hyundai that I will autograph for you. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah. You don't sell it on eBay. You're also going to receive a ticket. I don't know when you're going to need your ticket, but you'll know when that moment comes. I got my ticket from my grandma. When I talked to you about having the suitcases, one of the reasons I am here with you right now today is because when I was at school, St. Rita's, I was bullied. And I was afraid to tell the adults. You see, I held it in. And I let it bring me down. And some of the activities at school that I was involved with, including scouting, I quit. Because I was afraid bullies told me he would beat me up. I should have told and gotten some help. Instead, in that case, I let the bully win. But one of the reasons I do what I do is I said to myself, I'm going to do whatever I can to inspire you to not let a mean-spirited, put-downer, naysayer, bully ever intimidate you or make you think less of yourself. About 9th grade, though, I came home from school and I had been bullied and I did this. Sat down in the living room at my parents' house. My mom and dad were working. Grandma was watching us, and I'm sitting there doing this in the living room. Maybe you've had one of these days. I seem to be, at that moment, focused on all the negative things going on in my life. You know, I'm really wondering, who's my real friend, right? The leg was going. My grandma, she walks in and goes, what's wrong with you, mister? And I did this. She said, try using your words to communicate your feelings. I said, Grandma, I had a bad day at school. She said, a bad day, huh? Yes. She said, are you breathing? I think so. My grandma walked over and says, then don't you tell me you were having a bad day. And I said, Grandma, it feels like a bad day. My grandma walks over to me and she goes, you want to come with me to the children's hospital and visit children who are hooked up to machines trying to live? They can tell you they're having a bad day, but she said, young man, they're not going to tell you that, are they? You know what they're going to tell you? They They are thankful to be alive. And I looked at my grandma and I did one of these. Grandma, why do you always get so serious on me? She goes, serious? You're the one that's sitting there sulking. And your legs going back and forth. Do you need to use the restroom? And I was like, no, Grandma, it's called fidgeting. She said, well, stop fidgeting and start talking. Then she got right up to me and she said, never let a bully, a put-downer, a naysayer, or a doorstopper get your goat. And I was like, I don't have a goat. And my grandma said, you heard what I'm saying? You don't let the put-downers and the naysayers, the teasers, ever get your goat. And I was like, I don't have a goat. My mom, she comes home after work and I was like, Mom, will you go in there and talk to Grandma? She's talking to me about my goat. My mom goes, you don't have a goat. And I'm like, Mom, that's the point. She's throwing me off. My grandma, she shows up at the house about a week later, and she's got tickets. She hands them out to me, my brothers and sister. And when I got mine, I was like, Grandma, what did I win? My grandma goes, you won the day you were born. And I was like, yeah, but what did I win? She said, you win every single day you make good choices. You keep drugs out of your body, a positive circle of friends. You show up, and you stay on your positive channel. She said, you win. And I still looked her in the eye and I was like, but what did I win? She said, I can't give you a goat. And I said, yeah, Dad would not want a goat in this house. So instead she said, I'm going to give you a metaphorical goat. Everybody please put your fingers in the air. Grown-ups too. And if your fingers are not in the air, I will come and sit next to you or stand next to you. And it can be kind of embarrassing. Ma'am? Ma'am? And you, I'm watching. Please repeat after me. My ticket, forevermore, represents my metaphorical goat. By the way, I don't know when you're ever going to use this, but it may look like and sound like this. Loser! Muted! You know, that's so stupid. You're ugly. I'm not ugly. You know there's only one of every single one of us on planet Earth you can tell them? And I'll tell you what I am. What? One of a kind. Yeah. This would be awesome. Can you imagine that's in your backpack and somebody's like, loser! You're like, no, number one. Or you got one of these in your backpack, right? Somebody's like, you really think you're special and you think you're going to like make your dreams come true or something? Just look at them and do this. Doorstop. They're going to look at you and be like, doorstop, that was random. You can be like, do you know a doorstop can hold back something really giant? A giant door holds it right back. Well, you know what? I'm going to let your hurtful language. I refuse to let your bully, your intimidation, be a doorstop in my life. What's that ticket you got? Tell them this. Retro Bill said this moment would come. My metaphorical goat. They may look at you and do this. You have a goat? Of course, my friend over there, you can say it's a royal goat. And they're going to call you on it and go, it's a ticket. And you can say, and you know what? The ticket represents my metaphorical goat. And I know you and your friends seem to be having issues with me, which I believe in truth are really issues you're having with yourself. Because I recognize you can tell them you are a masterpiece in your own way, and I am one in my own way. And I refuse to give you my goat. I am staying on a positive channel. Where'd you learn that? Retro Bill, and he totally rocks. Please like me on Facebook. You rock. Oh yeah!